Good morning.
Hello,
How's everyone doing today?
Hello, world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at in the world. And welcome to the Savanh Family Show. And we are super excited to be here with you today. And hey, have you ever seen an adult, right? An example where they tell you something, but then yet they do something else, right? You say, yeah, but I can do it. I'm an adult and you should not do it, right? And really, guys, the best example, the best gift you can give your children is for you, yes, you, to close the gap between what you say and what you actually do. So let's find out how. So the big question is this: how do married couples like us who have busy schedules, run high-performing businesses, face challenges daily, raise multiple children,
and yet still remain in love, passionate, and happy like when we first dated?
That is the question, and this show will give you the answers.
Welcome to the Savanh Family Show.
Master your relationship, your life, and your business now. And if this is your first time watching us, welcome to this fun family show. My name is C. Savanh. This is my beautiful wife, my angel, my queen, my amazing business partner, Phyllis Savanh.
Hi.
And hey, guys, super excited. So the title, so this is an ongoing series. So first off, if you have not watched our previous series, so this is the eight tips on how to raise successful kids, right? Yes. And this is episode 4. So if you have not watched episode 1, 2, and 3, go back and watch it. They're amazing tips. And we're going to share 8 of them with you. So please look forward to the next video as well. And if you guys like this video, what we're going to share with you today, hit the like button, comment something specific, a takeaway, or add value to other audiences, as well as share if you believe that this is impacting your life and it will impact somebody's life that you love. Please share this with them as well. Absolutely. Okay? So title is great, right? Do you love this topic, babe?
Of
8
course.
lessons? Yes. 8 lessons on how to raise successful kids. And today's topic is teaching your children how to be appreciative. Teaching your children, yes, a very good tip to teach. Teach your children how to be appreciative. And let me tell you what it's done for our family, right? Our children. And
yes,
being examples of theirs. And for us, when we teach them this, guess who actually benefits too? Us. We benefit because we strive to be the best examples for our children. We strive to essentially do exactly what we say.
Yes.
And we want our children actually to hold us accountable if we don't, right? I won't name any names, but I remember seeing a person who I dearly love say, hey, don't smoke, right? Telling her kids, don't smoke. Right, so
but she was smoking.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Don't smoke. As she was doing this, and she was saying, as I smoke, it's okay. I'm an adult. Well, guess what? All her kids actually smoke.
Yes.
Don't smoke, right? So it's really, if you really want to be the best example, and I truly believe this, that the best example of leadership is leadership by example. It's really not what you say; it's really what you do, right? It's your actions. And by her saying don't smoke, well, it doesn't matter. They're seeing it. Right, they're seeing it. They're thinking it's okay. So what it helped with us is it made us feel more appreciative. It makes our children a lot more appreciative of everything that they have. Have you ever seen a child where they go somewhere and it's been a great day so far, right? It's been a great day, and then all of a sudden they drive home or somewhere or do something, and they say, hey, I want to go there, right? And mom and dad's like, oh no, we're gonna go home, right? And they kicking, screaming, and crying because they want to go there. Well, our children is very different. Hey, can we go there? Or I want to go there. And we say, well, did you have a good day so far? Yes. We were just at Legoland, right? Yes. And what did we tell you? Yep, learn to be appreciative, right? So they appreciate the time they spent and where they went, Legoland, that they really, I wouldn't say that they don't want to ask for more. They do. But when we say no, they don't kick and scream. Yes. They say, you know what, mommy and daddy's right. I just had this great time at Legoland. We'll catch that one next time. Yes. Right? And really, we see this in our 4-year-old and 6-year-old. Yes. They're young boys, right? The age of imprint, guys, as far as a family day here, the age of imprint is 7 years old. The things they do leading up to 7 years old really shape their identity. It really shapes the values, how they think, their belief systems, really shapes your children. So look into it, the age of imprint. There was a gentleman who really was wanting to change the educational system in Chicago. And he was trying to change adults, right? At adults. And then he made a shift in his mindset to say, you know what? It's not saying that adults are not changeable or teachable, but if we really want to make an immediate impact, I need to go where all the children are at.
Yes.
So he basically created a program to teach children in the Chicago school district before the age of 7. And guess what? Their grades rise. They became lower in the school district. You know, Carol Dweck, Professor Dweck, did the same thing and with her schools and teaching children about the growth mindset and cultivating their everything, intelligence, skills, stuff like that. So it's so amazing that you can shape them at such a young age to turn out to be who we are today, us adults. Right?
Absolutely.
So what are your thoughts, baby?
Yeah, I mean, appreciative is definitely one of the quality that I teach my kids every single time. On the previous episode, I kind of talked to you about, night routine. We always count on blessing every night. So in that way, during the daytime, if something doesn't go their way, we immediately make sure that they pull out, what are you grateful for? So that that you're obviously, you have a lot of things that you can count on and not what you have instead of what you don't have.
Yes, most definitely. And then guys, there's links below here for additional training, additional things. If you want to learn more about us, get to know more of us, please, look at the description section. There's a bunch of stuff. We also provide free training as well. So,
yes.
So the 3 tips that we're going to share with you today. First tip is teach your children about you.
Yes.
Oh man, how appreciative will they be, right? You remember those old stories? I walked uphill, went to school. I walked uphill, downhill, through the snow. And you're like, you walked uphill, downhill. That doesn't make sense, right? So, uphill both ways. Uphill both ways. You're like, wait, you're walking uphill both ways. If you walk uphill, you'd be walking up all the time. So it just doesn't make sense. But that is so important because when you teach your children about you, right, what you went through, like, for example, I went through my childhood, love my parents. They're great people, but they were at a stage in their life where they were still building their life. They really had to work a lot. So they weren't really there a lot in my childhood, right? Yes. So when I teach my children things like that, what we didn't have, like going to Kmart, which there was Kmarts back then. Really, you're like, I wanted a He-Man figure or G.I. Joe figure, and just to be able to say, my mom saying, we can't, right? And to be able to teach them that why we can't, right? Yes. And why they can now. It's so a huge, difference for them to see that. Why? Because they can say, okay, I got it. So, that's why it helps them along with being appreciative of the things that they have, right? So, teach your children about you. It's so important to know your background, where you came from, your struggles, and even if you're successful, how you became successful.
Yes.
It's so important for them to walk in your shoes to understand, so children understand. And the most important part is if you're trying to tell them something without them understanding you, this is tough. So teach them how to understand you by teaching them about you.
Yes, I totally agree. I mean, growing up, obviously we didn't really come from money. One of the things that I really wanted to do is learn how to play piano. And I just didn't get a chance. So, as soon as I have my babies, the first thing that I do is I teach them how to play piano. Obviously not directly from me, but from, actually from an app. It's called Simply Piano. It's very amazing. And now he's, playing chords and stuff like that. But I also tell him the why. I say, baby, when mommy was growing up, I was poor. We don't have the money to play piano. And that's one of the things that I really wanted to do. Would you be so kind and learn piano so they can play it for me?
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Just yesterday we walked out. It was amazing. We walked out and he was playing the piano and then his brother was behind him dancing. Right? The song, This Girl Is on Fire, right? So I was like, oh, that's so amazing. That's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful moment, beautiful thing, right? And it came from this. It came from teaching them about you. Yeah.
Yes, again, you teach them about you so that they understand why you do what you do, right? Why are you strict on them? Why do they have to go to school? Why do they have to do this? I mean, I tell them too, I wish that I was, studying a lot harder than what I was before, so that now, I don't have to work as hard as I am right now. And he's like, why, mommy? Well, because if I'm smart, I know how to work smart instead of working hard. So then I don't have to work as hard. And obviously you're at 6 years old right now. I realized that when I was 35 years old.
You're learning
so,
at 6.
You're learning it at 6. So how far along would you be? Oh, mommy, now I understand why you want me to study hard, because if I study hard right now, I can work less and work smarter when I'm an adult, so that I can travel the world with you. Absolutely. You totally agree. So you just have to kind of teach them the why, teach them, why you are doing what you're doing. So in the way they understand and thus they're appreciative of what you're asking them to do. Don't just say, because I tell you to do so. Because I tell you to do so. That just doesn't really work out.
Yeah, huge. It's so important. It's so important. And then the second tip we have for you is teach your children about others who are in need of help. Right? This is so important. I think there was one time, our story, I think Alexander was a little bit rebellious that day, or my wife felt he was, and he wasn't as appreciative of something that one day, though, that one day experience. She turned on the TV. I think it was on Netflix. It was a YouTube or Netflix documentary about, children in Africa, right? Children that are in need, that are like, they wake up starving, hungry, or going out and digging through garbage to find food. And she taught him that. And then not only does she do that type of stuff, but we really get our children involved. Like we'll go to like Thanksgiving, feed the poor. We'll tell them that we do stuff for, Feeding America. And we'll teach them, about Operation Underground Railroad, right? Things that we contribute, feed the homeless. We will cook or make food and actually bring it out to people in their tents and things like that they live. They live in the tent on the street. So we do that. Why it's so important for them to know, like, oh my gosh, I come home to this, they'll never say, oh, I don't like my house, right? Or, my friend has a bigger house than us. They'll never think that way. They'll come home and say, nah, I have a beautiful house. I have a beautiful life. I have beautiful things. And why? Because I have something that's better than somebody else right now. My life, whatever is going through, there's somebody that's got it worse than I do. And that's very, very important to teach them so that they can stay in that zone of appreciation.
Yes, absolutely. I really, I was upset that day because again, I give my children everything that I could, right? Because it's almost as like you're reliving your childhood another
time. There's a balance too, right?
And then, but I realized that he's no longer grounded. That's what I always call it. He's no longer grounded. He didn't know how much he has. Again, he's a kid that is from United States. He got all the thing that every other kid in the world wants. So then I just turn on the YouTube, and because I just want to ground him a little. I just want him to know that there's other people out there that just does not live the life that we live. Everything that he is getting right now is not what he's supposed to get. What he meant to get is what we are willing to give it to him. Again, he is lucky because he's born into a home that, doesn't have to worry about food, doesn't have to worry about electricity. Sometimes they worry about internet because internet went down. Like, oh my God,
the world's ending. The world's on fire. Right?
Yes. So I let him watch that so that in that way they know that, okay, there's other people out there that needed help. So now they are more appreciative, and one of my friends actually told me this, every Christmas they will, clean up all the toys that they don't play and then donate to somebody else who is needed. So now they understand, okay, I can help other people. I can provide to other people. And again, I'm so appreciative of what I already have, because a lot of people do not have what I have. I mean, how many children actually have a dedicated tablet that they use, right? I mean, a lot of people don't. And then how many children actually can access YouTube? Not everybody have, right? So again, we just have to really just communicate with them and let them know how fortunate they are already. I mean, there's people in the world that, don't have food, right? There's people in the world that don't have education, nonetheless, internet, YouTube, right? YouTube was a luxury for a lot of people out there, right?
Yep.
Online game is a luxury for a lot of people out there. But I think a lot of times we just forgot to give them those kind of conversation, and we just kind of tell them, oh, you're just not appreciative, but they don't know what they don't know. So you just have to be a little bit more patient, explain to them that there's other people that is less fortunate than you. So be fortunate, be feeling grateful and feeling, the appreciation, and make sure that, you enjoy what you have and not focusing on what you don't have.
Yes. And this third tip, guys, this is an amazing tip. And we're gonna give you some suggestions on how to do this, okay? But teach your children how to take care of their stuff and why.
Yes.
And why. The why is very important. Here's why. Have you ever, like, when you're ready to go to bed and there's toys all over the place in your house, for example, right? And you're like, kids, why are you not cleaning up your toys? Well, this is going to help them automatically do it without you having to get on their tail, okay? Why teaching the why is so important? Because in our household, when we teach our children at the very beginning to clean up their toys, we didn't stop there. We didn't say, hey, clean up your toys because you have to, right? It's closing. It's the end of night. You have to do it. That's what you should do. We don't do that. What we do is, hey, clean up your stuff, your toy. Take care of your stuff. Shirts, not just toys. Shirts, toys, whatever we give them. Why is very, very important. One, obviously, we remind them what we didn't have. So that's why that's so important. And then the second thing that's very, very important is because when you create an environment where you're going to give what your child had or used up to other people, you're teaching your children to say, hey, because remember, that toy you're playing with, eventually we're gonna give that to another child that is in need, right? So do you want to take care of it? So this way, when you give them the other child, you're not giving them a broken toy, right? Yes. So it's so important, and when you instill that type of mindset to them, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna take care of my stuff.
Yes.
This toy that mom and dad just bought me, I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna take care of it because yes, it's mine now, but man, I really look forward to giving that other child in the future on Christmas, whatever it is that, we clean up our toys and deliver it to other, those in need. It's so huge because now I'm taking care of this toy for them as well. Does that make sense? So this is why it's so important to do. And when they have that type of mindset, you will not have to get on their tail anymore about taking care of their stuff. They will do it automatically because they know it's for them and it's for somebody else. People do things for other people a lot of times more than they would for themselves.
Yep.
Does that make sense? So hopefully you got this one. This one is so huge because if you're a parent that's chasing your children every single day to put their stuff away, to teach them to take care of their stuff, and if your child is like that, where you buy them something and it's broken the next 20 minutes, you're like, oh, why did I buy that for you? Why did you break it? Well, this is one way of fixing that. Instead of going to the actual symptom, let's go to the cause, right? Let's go to the root problem to say, hey, here's why you should take care of your stuff, because we're going to give this to somebody one day that needs it more than us, right? Huge.
Yes. And another thing that I do for my children is I always let them feel that the toys actually has a soul. They are all individual identity. So if my kids throw the toys, I would tell them to bring the toys back, say sorry to them, because the toys are hurting.
Yeah.
The toys is hurting because you just hurt their feeling and they are painful. And I always ask them, would you want me to throw you just like how you throw them? They are gonna say no. Why? Because it's gonna be painful. I say, yeah, the same thing. The toys are gonna feel pain and feel hurt too. I mean, we all watch Toy Story, right? I mean, the Toy Story, all the toys went alive and, they have emotion, they have feeling. That's what I taught them. I said, every little thing have feelings. The rock has feelings, the grass has feelings, the tree has feeling. Would you want other people to treat you like this? They obviously, it's going to say no. I mean, because, in the past, my young one, Troy, he likes to bite. For whatever the reason, he get excited, he will bite.
Like the throw stuff too.
Yeah. And when he get upset, he will bite too. And he sometimes bite me or bite his brother. And I just don't know what to do with them. And one time, one of my really dear friends told me, just bite them back. I was like, what? Bite them back? He's like, yeah, because he has to feel, yeah, he has to feel the pain. He has to feel the pain and he has to also feel the emotional pain. So then he will stop. I was like, no way. I'm not going to bite my kid. He's like, just promise you, just try this. It's going to stop.
Yeah.
Because my older son, Alexander, just cry all the time because it's painful. The bite, it's not, don't treat it lightly. So then I started to bite him back. Crazy as it sounds, I know. I don't bite him as hard as he bites, but I bite him and then he cried, right? And then he realized that, wow, mommy is really owie. I say, yes, because you bite them and they feel the same pain, most likely worse than you. And then he started to realize, wow, actually, this is the pain. And I did it quite a few times, actually, maybe less than 5. But now he felt the pain and then he stopped doing it. He stopped biting, right? And then he started throwing the stuff because he understands the pain now of what he is creating. So moving forward, he take care of his stuff and he doesn't throw anymore. He doesn't bite anymon So again, I think that's very crucial. Learn how to take care of their stuff, how to be appreciative. I mean, that's definitely
especially when it involves others, right? Like they said, they take care of their stuff for other people. That's huge. So again, guys, we have enjoyed this. We love it. Hopefully you have loved it too. I know you guys have. So I know that you guys are like, oh, I want to see this and watch this couple and hear them every single day, right? And we're going to be here with you every single day because we love it. We absolutely, truly love it. We everything that we teach, again, is not theory. This is things that practical that we use, that we apply in our lives. And you're going to hear us share stories that happened to us, recent, past, present, as well. And we're definitely will share exactly who we are and what we do and how we do it and why we do it all here to you.
And at the same time, if there's something that you really burning wanted to ask, comment below.
Please.
And if you really wanted to share some of the tips that you have, please let us know. We would love to interview you because, again, together we can grow so much faster and so much better.
So, again, like this show to end everything, 8 tips on how to raise successful kids and teach your children to be appreciative. And the 3 tips that we gave you today is teach your children about you. Very, very important. Teach your children about the others who are in need of help. Teach your children how to take care of their stuff. But the most important is why you want to do that. Okay, so
that they can be grateful.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. We love you. We look forward to seeing you on the next series. We will see you soon. We love you. If you like this show, subscribe now.
Remember, mastery starts here.
See you on the next show.